Welcome to a Heroes of Newerth Hero Spotlight, featuring Skrap, a ranged intelligence hero with exceptional supportive and pushing capabilities. Skrap's power stems from summoning his monster Vorax, who pushes a lane for his team and becomes more powerful as Skrap collects unique morsels to boost himself and his allies. Skrap excels as a support in lane and brings a new level of global map pressure to team compositions, in addition to being a great backline fighter, poking from afar. Before we get into the bulk of Skrap's abilities, let's look at a central part of his kit, morsels. By putting a point into his E, heroes, units, or structures within 1,000 range of Skrap may drop morsels upon death. Only Skrap can collect morsels, and a varied number of them drop depending on enemy type. Heroes and towers drop 4, creeps have a chance of dropping 1, and sometimes a super-powered morsel drops that is worth 3 at once. Morsels grant Skrap bonus experience and can be consumed for further benefits that we'll get into later. Skrap's Q is Mousetrap. Throwing a trap to a target location, Mousetraps mini-stun enemies upon landing and become active after a 1-second delay, chasing and exploding on the first or closest enemy unit in its range, with a priority on heroes. Mousetraps last up to 40 seconds of idling, and upon detonation, they stun and deal magic damage in the area around them. Skrap's W is Zoomerang. Skrap throws his Zoomerang in a target direction, traveling to max distance and returning towards Skrap's current location. Zoomerang picks up morsels, deals magic damage, and slows movement of enemies it passes through, both on the way out and back, effectively hitting enemies twice if aimed well. Skrap can catch his Zoomerang to significantly reduce the cooldown or pick it up from the ground for a minor reduction. Skrap's E is Scavenge. Training this ability allows Skrap to passively generate and collect morsels, which we covered earlier. Picking up a morsel grants Skrap 8 experience, and he can store up to 100 of them, losing 30% upon death. Activating Scavenge allows Skrap to consume 2 morsels per second, providing himself and nearby ally heroes with healing until toggled off, or all morsels are consumed. Skrap's ultimate is Unleash Vorax. Skrap chooses a lane and sends Vorax, an uncontrollable monster, down the lane to attack. Vorax fiercely pushes the lane, killing creeps in a single blow and disarming enemy towers on attack. Vorax is visible to enemies at all times and gradually hurts himself as he attacks enemy towers, so he will eventually die if he's left unattended to demolish buildings. A fun thing to note is that Skrap heals Vorax and boosts his damage by consuming morsels with Scavenge, making Skrap and Vorax especially powerful when pushing together. Let's look at a few in-game scenarios. In lane, Skrap has exceptional range for poking and zoning out enemies. Make sure to hit as often as possible since he has 600 attack range, and throw out Zoomerangs for extra damage. Since the ability can hit twice, and catching the Zoomerang reduces its cooldown, he can keep up the aggression in lane and provide ample opportunities for allies to farm. Skrap sent Vorax to top lane to push with a team. When he arrives, he immediately activates Scavenge to power up Vorax and provide team healing as they focus down Meraxus, before rejoining Vorax for another team push. In this skirmish, notice Skrap's typical attack pattern mid-fight. Leading with Zoomerang, Skrap makes sure to catch it as he moves in to attack and tosses out a mousetrap for extra damage. With the extra cooldown reduction, Skrap throws out another Zoomerang to slow and damage Succubus as she tries to retreat from this lost fight. Since mousetraps last a long time, it's always great to have an extra placed nearby. Here, Skrap has a close fight with Succubus and leads her into a mousetrap for a surprise stun and extra damage. This deals just enough for him to finish her off with Zoomerang as soon as she realizes she can't win this fight. When building Skrap, keep in mind that he excels with supportive intelligence items and auras to synergize with his teammates. Early items like Ring of Sorcery, Astrolabe, and Abyssal Skull will be beneficial. For late game, Demonic Breastplate and Sheepstick will give him the tankiness and utility to survive. Thanks for watching the Skrap Heroes Spotlight. Be sure to check out Skrap and his other avatars next patch, and don't forget to subscribe and leave us your comments.